Early childhood centers are expected to reopen on Wednesday with revised operating protocols. This after the Early Childhood Development Unit, ECDU, within the Ministry of Education, engaged private proprietors and supervisors of the various childhood centers in meetings on the way forward for the reopening of daycare centers following a close down prompted by a community spread of the current COVID-19 virus. These sessions were held on Monday, July 12th, at the ICCS School Auditorium. Ms. Kimona Brown, director of the Early Childhood Unit, reminded center owners and supervisors of the need to adhere to the already established COVID-19 protocols and informed that there would be additional operating procedures that should be followed by children and staff. Ms. Brown outlined the improvements to the operating procedures for the centers, which include utilizing face shields in addition to masks to minimize exposure to respiratory droplets that can result during daily care and education of children. All staff are to utilize aprons while working to further protect their personal health and wellness. Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Education, Mr. William Hodge, addressed the issue of implementation and compliance. He said, quote, "We know that the country is reopening gradually. Parents are expected to return to work, hence the need for the early childhood sector to be operational so that they can continue to take care of the infants and preschoolers who cannot be left at home by themselves. We are hoping that there will be much compliance because we understand that we have to try to keep the virus at bay out of any or our preschools, because once the virus gets into our preschools, then it means that center preschool will have to close." End quote. Mr. Hodge expressed that monitoring the centers for compliance is the responsibility of the Early Childhood Unit. He said that the Ministry of Education will be providing assistance through a donation of face shields to the early childhood centers and appeal to the private proprietors to adhere to the established operational protocols instituted by the Early Childhood Development Unit. I'm Andre Huey reporting for SKN Newsline.